Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the collision and the trigger. So first of all we need to create a game objects. Here we have a plane and let's create a 3D object like a cube, and here we have a cube, and let's change the color. Okay, now it's a red material added, and now we need to create another cube with a name. You can say the blue color cube. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so now we are going to discuss the collision first. Okay, so this we have our red cube. Okay, and below we have a blue cube. Okay, now we can assume that we have this red and blue color cube has a box collider or mesh renderer. Yeah, only that. If we start our game, then what we can see here, our cube has no physics basically added. What if we add a physics like rigid body? Let's add a rigid body, and let's see now what will happen. Let's play. Okay, now we can see the physics is applying on the game objects. Okay, so the next thing that we require is the script that can check the collision basically. Okay, so for example I have this script basically. Let's attach this script on the red cube. Let's open that script. So here we have a simple method on collision inter and on trigger inter added. So first we will see the on collision inter. Here we can see we have a log here that is saying collision with the collision game object dot name. So what will happen if we just play the game? So here we have a console, and if we start the game, then we have this red cube that collide with the plane is saying us that you collide with the plane. Okay, and now we have a scenario. For example, this should be my player, for example, and this is the blue cube. So if we just start game, then we will see the console with the blue color here. Okay, here we can see first we collide with the blue and then we collide with the plane. Okay, so let's edit the rigid body as well. Yeah, rigid body is add on the blue cube. Okay, let's adjust the positions. Okay, now it's adjust here. Let's save it and play again. Basically sometime the beginner got trouble with the collision, so we are discussing in detail. Okay, using the logs. So what if we not add the rigid body here on the blue color, then what will happen? So it's saying that we collide with a blue color. Okay, so what if we just remove the box collider? Let's play again. Okay, now we just collide directly with a plane. Let's add a rigid body on the blue cube. Now what will happen? Due to physics, the gravity apply on the blue cube and it's just fall because we not have a box collider on it. If we add a box collider, then it will be on the ground. Alright, so this will be our collision basically. We are checking collision only on the red cube because we add a script here. So where our red cube will hit, for example it just hit with a blue cube, or a red cube, then we just got a console debug that we just collide with a cube or any type of game object. It can be your enemy, it can be a static object, so it will depends. Okay, alright, so now we need to see the trigger basically. Okay, let's duplicate it. And okay, so for the trigger, for example, this is my red color is the player, and I just want to check that if my player just fall on that spot, that blue spot, then I want just the you can say the debug console that I just hit with that object, but not the physics apply on that object. What I mean is that if we just collide with it right now, then what will happen, our cube will be on the top of the blue cube, right? So what if we just want that we just collide with it and our red cube fall on the ground, and we just get the notification, or you can say we get the debug that we hit with the blue cube. How can we do that? So for that, what we need to do, we need to add a trigger on the box collider, and we need to remove the rigid body. We can make it kinematic as well, but we remove the rigid body right now, and we add a check collision trigger. So now we have this red cube has a rigid body and the collider and the, you can say, the script attached as well. Okay, so what if we play now, then what will happen? Now we can see that we just fall from the blue cube and it just pass it clearly and giving us a debug that we just trigger with a blue color cube. Okay, so let's just remove the script on the red cube, then it will be more clear because we have only trigger script right now. So now if the red color cube false, then what blue color is saying, because we have this a check, so this check will be your, you can say, the waypoints for the player. Sometime when we create the missions, then we just say that if the player, basically this is my player, if my player just go near or hit that spot, then what will happen, then there are the enemies that will be active at that point and start shooting toward the player. So we can use that trigger mostly in the game. So let me give you the live example. For example, this is my a game, a top-down game we have here. So this is the player, basically you can see clearly this is a player and it's just shooting on the enemies. Okay, so here you can see the console debug as well we added. If we collide with any building, we get a debug, and here we have a car with a trigger. If we go near, it's saying that a car discovered and can be entered. Okay, so I have functionality right now. If I press E right now, then what will happen, then player will be inside the car. Okay, so if I press E, now you can see the player is inside the car. If I again press E, then it will be outside. If I press E now, then nothing will happen. Okay, so the reason for that live example, mostly we have that type of triggers as well. For example, right now we just change the scenario. Basically this is a 2D game, so we have a different implementation. So this is my car. If we just uncheck the is trigger on the car, then what will happen, then we can see the trigger basically. Oh my god, there are multiple enemies. Okay, so here we can see we collide with the polycar blue. So this is the polycar blue. Okay, so what will be the logic for that? So for that we have a player here, and here we can see we have a on trigger enter 2D. Basically, if we are working on the 2D environment or the 2D you can say game, we will use the on trigger enter 2D or on collision enter 2D. So this is how you can use the same logic that you implement in the 3D game inside the 2D game. Okay, so today we have this topic covered, and we'll meet you in the next topic. Okay.